Okay, so my name is Megan. Thank you for joining. We'll go ahead and get started. So find yourself on your yoga mat. Any yoga props that you like to use, go ahead and grab those. And let's go ahead and begin. So let's sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. And we'll sit up nice and tall and just allow yourself to relax and arrive here. And we'll let the shoulders relax and let go of any tight grip through the hands and fingers, the spine lengthening up towards the ceiling. And do your best to focus on the breath and any distractions that are going on around you. See if you can kind of not ignore them, but just sort of tune them out for the time being. Notice the muscles of the face, so allow that to be relaxed and gentle. And then even check in with the bottom half of the body, so the toes and the ankles and the knees, allow things to just be soft. And then we'll just start slowly breathing. So long inhales through the nose. And then full exhales out through the mouth. And let's do that a few more times and allow it to be organic and natural. So not really forcing anything, kind of just allowing things to happen. And we'll do 2 more full breath in through the nose. Big exhale out. And again, full inhale. And big exhale out. Now from here, gently open the eyes up. And if there's any little movements you'd like to make with the upper half of the body, maybe kind of taking the body around in some circles, go ahead and do that. And know, of course, that I'm just leading the practice and you don't have to do what I do. If staying in a position feels comfortable for you or you want to modify or move faster or slower, you are definitely welcome to do that. And then sitting up nice and tall, we'll kind of do cat-cow position from where we are now. So take an inhale, the hands can rest on the knees, and kind of lift the heart up and maybe gaze up at the ceiling if it feels okay on the neck. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, round in the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest, and exhale. And then go ahead and keep doing that if you like. Inhale, the heart lifts up towards the ceiling, the gaze comes up. And exhale, hug the belly button back towards the spine and round. Drop the chin. Inhale, big breath in. And exhale out. And then finding your way back to a nice tall spine. Let's take a big breath in and reach the arms up. And the hands come together. Exhale, bringing the palms to heart center. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. Go ahead and release the hands down. Let's inhale, reach the left arm up to the ceiling. And exhale, reach over towards the right. And notice if you're able to drop onto your right forearm for a deeper stretch if you want to try that out. Or you can stay lifted up on the fingertips in the right hand. And so you should feel a nice side body stretch right from that left hip through the ribs and then through the arm all the way through the fingertips. Another breath in. And exhale, float back through center and take it to the other side. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. And then exhale to the other side. And same option here. Maybe you try lowering down onto the forearm today or you stay lifted on the fingertips. Inhale, take another breath. And exhale, float your way right back towards center and take it to the other side. Inhale, reach up. And exhale over to the right. And then back through center to the other side. Use the breath. Inhale, right arm reaching up towards the ceiling. And exhale to the left. So let the stretches feel nice and good, no force. And right back to center. Lower that right hand down. And now we'll take a twist to the right. So you can inhale, reach the arms up nice and high. And exhale, twist over to the right. The right hand can be on the mat, the left hand to the right knee. And then notice if you can twist a bit deeper, maybe the gaze comes over that right shoulder. And then exhale, come back through center. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, big, nice twist to the left. So the spine is still lengthening up towards the ceiling. The collarbone is nice and wide. The heart is lifting. Take another breath. And exhale, back through center. All right. Let's take the right ear to the right shoulder. Any little neck stretches you'd like to do here. Dropping the chin towards the chest always feels good for me. And just as you're moving slowly, allow yourself to just notice how you're feeling today. Notice how you're physically feeling. And then lift the head back up. Start crawling the arms out forward in front of you. And if it feels okay, you can drop down to the forearms just to feel a nice stretch in the back. Let the back of the neck kind of be neutral so you're almost gazing between the two elbows. And then on an exhale, can the fingertips go a little bit farther forward? And then slowly walk yourself back on up. All right. Okay, why don't we come into our child's pose? Letting the knees come to the edges of the mat. And if it feels okay on the ankles, flip onto the tops of your feet. We're aiming for the big toes to touch. We're dropping the hips back towards the heels and reaching the arms forward. Lots of modifications for this pose if needed. So the forehead can rest on your hands if you'd like to stack your hands and see how that feels. And the arms can always go back by your sides if that feels better on your shoulders. As you inhale, notice if you can bring length into the spine. And then on a nice exhale, lengthening and maybe pressing through the hands a bit and letting the hips sink down closer towards the heels. Take a big breath in. And long exhale out. And know that you can always come back to child's pose or seated pose at any point. So from there, let's go ahead and press up to a tabletop position. So the shoulders are, we have my dog imposing on our practice. All right, shoulders are right over the wrists and start taking some gentle circles. With the hips, stay soft through the elbows. And then of course, stay if you'd like to stay somewhere, if you're feeling like you're getting a good stretch there. And move with the breath. And then coming back to a nice neutral tabletop. Keep the back of the neck long, so gaze between the two hands. And from here, we'll come into some cat-cow. So as you inhale, drop the belly button, lift the gaze maybe up towards the wall in front of you. And then as you exhale, hug that belly button in towards the spine and almost press into the hands here, tuck the chin. And then again, inhale, drop that belly button. Heart and collarbone is nice and wide, gaze comes up. And exhale, drop the chin, belly button hugs towards the spine. And one more time, inhale. And exhale, belly button towards spine, let the head hang heavy. And from here, walk the hands forward a bit, kind of lean to your left, and from here we'll slide the right foot forward. And then walk that right foot into the middle of the mat, so a hand is on either side, and if you need to, adjust the back knee so you're comfortable. So the right knee is right over the right ankle, and see if on an exhale, if you can kind of melt into the hips a bit. So see how that feels. And then we'll leave the left hand down, and we'll inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling. And exhale, lower that right arm down and to the other side. So inhale, left arm reaching up towards the ceiling, reach through the fingertips. And exhale, lower that arm down. One more time on either side. Inhale, reach that right arm up high. Exhale, lower the right arm back down. Inhale, reach the left arm up high to the ceiling. And exhale, lower down. And then both hands on the ground, shift back to your runner's stretch. So we'll work on straightening through the front leg, flexing the right toes towards the face, almost like the hips are pulling back and the heart is pulling forward, and you should feel a nice stretch through the right hamstring. If it's feeling too intense, know that you can bend your knee on the right leg. And stay here for a breath. And then as you exhale, drop that right foot to the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot and start walking the right foot out to the edge of the mat. So this is our deepest lunge position. From here, you're welcome to drop down onto the forearms. If you have a yoga block, you can bring the forearms down to a block. Back of the neck is nice and long. The right toes are facing forward at 12 o'clock. And we want the right knee to hug into the right shoulder. And of course, at any point in time, if you feel yourself getting distracted, know that you can always just focus back in on the breath. I'm reading a book and there's a quote that keeps popping out. It says, "Breathe and everything changes." And then from here, let's press back up onto the hands. Kind of shift over towards the left a little bit and we'll slide this right foot back to tabletop position. So situate yourself, and then if you'd like to kind of take a couple circles from tabletop. All right. Excuse me. So we'll go ahead to the other side. So lean a bit to the right. We're going to slide the left foot forward. And then walk that left foot between the two hands. Slide the right knee back if you need to. And then the back foot can be doing whatever. If you like it tucked or untucked, if one feels better for you. And so from here, let's go ahead, leave the right hand down on the mat. Inhale, reach the left arm up high to the ceiling. And then exhale, lower that hand back down. And then just like a dance, inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, lower it down. To the other side, inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, lower down. Last time on this side, inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower it down. Both hands are on the mat. And now shift yourself back to that runner stretch. Working on straightening through the front leg and flexing the left toes towards the face. And you always have the freedom to move and explore in any pose. So by all means, go ahead and do that. Maybe move from side to side. And let's take a deep breath in. And exhale, bring that left foot down to the floor. A nice bend through the left leg. Start walking the left foot out to the edge of the mat. Both hands come to the inside of the left foot. Deepest lunge. So we want to be working on melting into the hips. Hugging the left knee into the left shoulder. And we'll stay here for a couple breaths. And let's go ahead and press up onto the hands if you are on the forearms. And if you'd like to lean a bit to the right and slide this left knee back, come into that tabletop position and take those nice little barrel rolls if you'd like. And then from here, let's go ahead and just start lowering the hips down. Have a soft bend through the elbows. So that feels good. And then see if you can press into the hands and inhale. See if the heart can lift. Maybe the gaze comes up a bit. And then exhale, gentle, soft movements. And let's press back into child's pose. So big toes to touch and sink the hips back towards the heels. And we'll stay here for 3 breaths. And after your 3rd breath, press back up to that tabletop position. And now we will tuck our toes under and make your way into downward facing dog. And know that if downward facing dog does not feel like a resting pose to you, you can always finish a sequence in tabletop position. That is always an option. So in downward facing dog, the index fingers are facing directly forward. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. And the hands and feet are about shoulder width distance apart. The chest is pressing back towards the thighs. Have a nice bend through the knees as the hips lift to the ceiling. And the heels are working their way down towards the edge of the mat. Inhale, go ahead and lift the heels up off the mat so you're kind of on your tippy toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop the heels. And I invite you to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the heels up nice and high. And exhale, sink the heels. And as you sink the heels, really press the chest back towards the thighs. And again, inhale. And exhale. All right, from here we'll step our right foot forward between the 2 hands for a high runner's lunge. And if high runner's lunge doesn't feel good, you can always go ahead and drop the back knee. From here, we'll press up to crescent lunge. So the right toe should be facing directly forward. We're going to lift the upper body up. The legs are nice and strong. There's a soft bend through the back knee. And if it's feeling okay, go ahead and lift the arms up. So the fingertips are almost lifting you up. We're going to twist to the right. So take a breath in. Exhale if you'd like an open arm twist. So we're opening the shoulders, the belly, we're reaching through the fingertips. Inhale, back to crescent lunge, both arms reach up. And exhale, twist. Hands can always stay at heart center as you twist to the right. One more time. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. And now we are going to spiral and maneuver into our warrior two. So now spin that back heel down. And the right foot is facing directly forward. You have a nice bend through the right knee and the right toes are facing 12 o'clock. And make sure this front knee is not caving in towards the middle. So really ground down into the foot and keep this right knee working out towards the pinky toe of the right foot. Okay, from here, let's inhale, press through the front foot and reach the arms up. And exhale, warrior two. Let's reverse. So inhale, flip the front palm and reverse. So we're lifting up and a bit back. Staying low in the front knee. And as you exhale, side angle the right elbow to the right knee and reach the left arm to the ceiling. And then from here, notice if you can really check in with the feet. So we should be pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. And we're really engaged through this back leg. And we're, of course, keeping our breath nice and steady. Press into the feet, come on back to warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm and revolve. And then as you're here, press through the front leg, straighten it as you keep reaching back with that right hand. And then come to warrior two hands. So the front leg stays mostly straight and we'll come into a triangle pose. So we do that by reaching forward as far as we can. So this hip is pulling back. And then we lower the right hand to the right shin and the left arm reaching up towards the ceiling. So this is triangle pose. And so my right ribs are rotating underneath the left. All right, press into the feet and lift up. We'll come into a 5-pointed star. So turn your feet so they're parallel to the edges of your mat. Maybe reach these hands out. Hands can come to the low back. Maybe you press the hips forward and let the heart lift up. Take a breath in. And then exhale, wide forward fold. So from here, always an opportunity to bring the top of the head down to the mat. I always love reaching my fingertips forward, get a nice stretch through the back. If you're reaching the hands forward, go ahead and bring them back and we'll inhale to a halfway lift. So we're just lifting halfway, the spine is nice and flat. And we're going to bring the hands to the hips, press into the feet. Let's rise up to stand. And let's go ahead, turn the right toes forward. And let's step the left foot up and just come into a forward fold. So if you need to put the hands on the floor, step that back foot up. The feet are about shoulder width distance apart and fold forward. Let's grab opposite elbow. So this pose is called ragdoll. Have a nice bend through the knee. See if you can let the chest drop onto the tops of the thighs. And exhale, gently release the hands. And we'll come into a chair pose. So for chair pose, we're dropping the hips. Our feet stay as they are parallel. And go ahead and reach the arms up. So make sure you can see all 10 toes in chair pose. If you can't, that means the knees are too far forward. You want to drive the hips to the back edge of the mat. So if this doesn't feel okay, come a bit out of the knees. This is also a lovely chair pose. And inhale, press into the feet, and let's stand up, straighten the legs. Nice full body stretch, and then exhale, sit back into the chair. And 2 more times. Inhale, press through the feet, straighten. And exhale, chair pose. If this doesn't feel okay on the shoulders, you can take the hands wide. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold. Keep that bend through the knees and let that upper body surrender. And let's go ahead, drop the hands down and press back to your downward facing dog. And a nice deep breath in here. And big exhale out. Left foot steps forward between the 2 hands. High runner's lunge or drop the back knee for a modification. Both feet are facing directly forward. When you feel steady, press into the feet and lift up to crescent lunge. The left knee is right over the left ankle. And so you can stay here. If you'd like, we can take a twist. So inhale and exhale, twist to your left. Option to keep the hands at heart center or twist the shoulders and belly open. Inhale, back to your crescent lunge, reach the arms up, reach through the fingertips. And exhale, twist. And one more time, inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale, roll open. And now from here, we'll spiral on over to our warrior 2. So now this right hand becomes the hand that is behind you. The right foot anchors down and the left fingertips are reaching forward. So we're on warrior 2 on the left side. A nice bend through the left knee. Awesome. And let's really reach through the fingertips. So I once had a yoga teacher tell me, really focus on the ring finger on your front and back hand. Really see if you can dial in on it and lengthen through that way. Make sure the shoulders are right over the hips. Soft little bend through the elbows. And let's go ahead and inhale, straighten through the front leg, arms reach up. Awesome. Exhale, warrior 2. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale, warrior 2. Let's reverse our warrior. Inhale, flip the front palm and revolve. Feel a nice side body stretch opening through the left side. And float into your side angle. Left elbow to the top of the left thigh. And reach the right fingertips up to the ceiling. Again, notice the feet here. So really pressing into the outer edge of that right foot. You're really light in your left elbow. We're not dropping a bunch of weight into it. We're not just hanging out aimlessly in a side angle. We are here. And then let's flow back to our warrior 2 and straighten the front leg. Inhale, flip the front palm and revolve. Nice stretch. Hands come back to warrior 2 and we'll take triangle on this side. So again, triangle. Reach those left fingertips as far forward as they can go. And then drop that left hand to the left shin, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. It's almost like the left hip is rotating in front of the right, and the right fingertips are reaching up. Okay, press into your feet. We'll come back into that 5-pointed star. So turn the left toes so the feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. All right, nice big breath in. If you'd like to have a little heart opener here, lift the heart up. And exhale, forward fold once again. And if you'd like, you can take a bend through the right knee and start straightening kind of through the left and roll onto the left heel almost, if you'd like to feel that stretch. And then you can open the arms up. The right fingertips on the floor and the left arm reaching up. And then when you feel ready, you can take it to the other side if you're doing this stretch. Let the hands support you as you kind of crawl to the other side. And notice that one side may feel a bit different than the other. Option for another arm stretch here. So the left hand kind of stays on the floor and the right arm reaching up. All right, come back to the center, press into the feet. And let's rise on up to stand. And let's just walk our feet together. All right. And from here, kind of just take a shake from side to side so that feet are maybe hips width distance apart. And let's come into some balancing poses. So we'll come into tree. So shift the body weight into your left foot. And if you'd like to be near a wall to take your balancing poses, by all means, bend through the right knee. We're going to bring the sole of the right foot above or below the knee, or it can stay on the floor. So you're really grounding down through the mound of the big toe and the heel of the left foot. And that right sole of the foot pressing into either the left thigh or below the knee. And then take your arm variation, so hands at heart center, maybe they reach up. And then if there's a point in front of you that you can focus in on, and notice that when the eyes get still, you can allow the breath to get still, and then the body can kind of feel still and focused as well. Standing up nice and tall, another breath in. And exhale, release, lower that right leg down, shake from side to side. All right, let's go to the other side. Make sure your right toes are facing directly forward. Bend that left knee. And then sole of the left foot above or below the knee, or it stays on the floor. And we're really pressing down through that standing foot. The sole of the left foot is pressing into the right leg. And again, find your focus. So in yoga, we call that a drishti. And another breath. And exhale, release, lower down. All right, let's go ahead and sit on down. So go ahead and leave the knees bent, the toes facing forward about hips width distance apart, the hands on the floor behind you with fingertips facing the heels. We'll press into a reverse tabletop. So we press into the feet and the hands and lift the hips up. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest to protect the neck. And exhale, lower down. And then while you're here, let's just let the knees kind of windshield wiper from side to side. And if you'd like to flip the fingertips around so they are not facing your heels, that might feel a bit better. You can kind of lean back a bit and just let the hips open, the knees kind of go from side to side. Okay. Let's lay the legs out long in front of us. And we'll come into a forward fold. So inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, reach for the toes. Notice if you can let the spine stay flat as you lengthen and reach. So it's like the heart is pulling, pulling, pulling forward. Hands can either come to the feet if they're there or just rest on the mat. Let the upper body lift up. We'll come into a seated tree pose. So bend the right knee. Let the right sole of the foot come into the left thigh. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold and reach for the left toes. Lift the upper body back up and just bring the right hand to the outside of the right leg and just take a twist over towards the right a bit. Leave the legs just as they are. And then exhale back to center and switch the legs. Take it to the other side. And use your breath. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, fold as you reach for the left toes, the right toes. Lift in the upper body, legs stay as they are. You can take a little twist to the left, drop that left hand out to the left a bit. Maybe the right hand comes to the left knee and you take a nice twist. And exhale right back through center. And let's lower down onto our backs. We'll come into waterfall. So waterfall is legs to the ceiling. You can always bring that into a shoulder stand by bringing the hands to the low back and lifting the hips up. The elbows walk in closer towards one another. And if this is not feeling comfortable, you can always slide yourself up against a wall so the backs of the legs are up against a wall and you can feel supported that way. And we'll take 3 more breaths in our inversion. And on the third exhale, start bending the knees and hug them into the chest. And squeeze them in. And then exhale, leave the knees bent, drop the feet on the floor. We'll take reclined pigeon pose. So cross the right ankle over the left knee. You can let this be the pigeon pose, or for a deeper stretch, bring the hug the left thigh in, interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Gently release this side and go to the other side. And another deep breath in through the nose. And full exhale out through the mouth. Go ahead and drop the legs down. And we'll come into our final resting pose. So we'll stay here for maybe 2 minutes or so. If you have any layers you want to put on, if you're feeling chilly, go ahead and grab those. If you're ready for your final resting pose, go ahead and drop in. So close the eyes, allow the body to just kind of melt into the mat. And find just a normal rhythm of breath. Allow the earth to hold you, and I would like to share this sweet poem by the author Donna Falls. It's called Surrender is Everything. Surrender is everything, he said to me as we walked one foggy evening on the lane. I tried, letting it go, allowing truth to swallow me whole, digest me, spit me out again. I tried it, releasing my tight grip on mind and what I thought my world should look like. Life flowed into me then, astonishingly fresh. I came alive in ways I couldn't have guessed, experiencing life as if I was a newly opened blossom. Yes, I said the next night as we walked, surrender is everything. And let's bring some gentle movements back into the fingers and toes and just kind of notice the sounds around you. Taking a nice full deep breath in. And then open the mouth long, exhale out. And do that again, big full breath. And a cleansing exhale out. And then in your way and in your time, we'll find our way up to a comfortable seated position. And sitting cross-legged if that feels comfortable. Let the shoulders roll back. And then inhale, reach the arms up high to the ceiling, reach to the fingertips, bring the palms together to touch. And exhale, lower the hands down to heart center. And take a moment and just notice how you feel. Take a deep breath in. And a big exhale out. Great work, guys. Namaste. Thank you for joining and hopping on. Let me know if you have any questions. We will have class tomorrow at 6:30 and class next Monday and Tuesday. As far as I know, that could be the last week, but maybe not. But I will update you guys next week. So let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for joining.